If you're looking to build community or you want to get a mentor, it is really important that you are doing a few things. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to start the process of building a community and also how to find mentors. So I'm Keenya Kelly, where I teach you how to build a business online and have a balanced life here on this channel. If you want to learn how to build an online business and have time once you're making the money, go ahead and hit like on this video and subscribe to the channel. And that way you're going to be notified every single time we have a brand new video. So today we're talking about finding community and mentors. And so I feel lots of different ways about this, but I'm gonna talk about mentors first. So one of the things that happens to me on a regular basis is that I will have people either inbox me on social media or in person and say, can you mentor me? And one of the things that happens for me is that I'm not saying that this is the right thing that happens to me, but it's normally what happens to me is I have this thought process of you want me to help you with something, right? You see that I am doing something, have done something, or whatever it is, and you see that I can potentially add value to your life in some way, form, or fashion. Now, because I teach people how to make money online, oftentimes people want me to mentor them and teach them everything I know so that they can make money online. And so a lot of times I really don't like it when people ask me to mentor them, because typically people are saying, I need help to make money online. Can you help me for free? Versus saying, hey, I see what you do for business. I see that you get paid to do what you do. How much does it cost to work with you? So I don't really enjoy when people ask me to mentor them. Now, I have mentors, right? And have had mentors. But here is the deal when it comes to mentors, the way that I see it. Me, I am willing to pay for it. Okay, so like I am in a space and have been in a space where I understand that people have gone through things, that people have done a lot, been through a lot of adversity, and like who they are and where they are and how I see them came at a price to them, whether it cost them money, it cost them time, it cost them sweat equity, all the things. And so I think this is because I got involved in network marketing when I was 20. And so I saw how I invested in a company. And as a result, I got mentors in the process, because the more money I made, the more money that they made. And so I saw the value in my investment or what have you. And then I bought so many books and read so many books and all that type of stuff, and understood the value of learning from people that I haven't invested in by buying their products or services. And so I can see the value. Now, I do understand that not everybody has gone through the same process as me. And so God gave me a gift by me joining in network marketing. So when people come to me and ask me for mentoring, I don't necessarily say, hey, you got to pay for it. I don't do that. I'm not like that. I don't do any of that stuff. I more so begin to ask a series of questions. Well, when you say mentoring, what are you looking for? What are you looking to accomplish? And what have you done up to this point to where now you are ready for a mentor? And oftentimes what happens is that a person will say they haven't done anything. And then for me, that lets me know that like potentially that they need some guidance to say, hey, you've got to start somewhere. I can't devote all this time to you if you're not willing to at least start the process of learning, growing, whatever. You know what I mean? But I will go through a process of asking questions to uncover and unpack what is actually happening in the person, and then what area of their life is it that they feel like they need mentoring. So like I have a business mentor, but I paid for it, right? So there is a program here in the US called Entrepreneurs Organization, and then they have an accelerator program where you pay, I think $3,500 a year, and you get mentored in a group setting, and then you have opportunities to be mentored one-on-one. So I've paid for it, and so now this mentor that I have is mentoring me one-on-one. And so at one of our meetings, he brought somebody and said, hey, they could use some guidance around marketing. Can you meet with them? Sure. And so I had a conversation with them, like an hour conversation with them. And in the end, I got brought into this chat of like, hey, I want you to mentor them. And I'm like, no, I really don't do that. What I am willing to do is you go ahead and do the things that we already discussed. And then in a month or so, I'll reach out to you and I'll see where you are, right? Because with that situation, I'm more so like, I know what I bring to the table. I know you're trying to make money, and I know you're not broke or whatever. And so you can actually invest. Because like, he's mentoring you. So we're going to go ahead and let him finish mentoring you. And if I choose to give anything, then I can give it. But I don't obligate myself to stuff. So when I meet people who ask me for, like, some people ask me for spiritual mentoring. And I say to myself, okay, first of all, God, am I in a space where I can mentor somebody spiritually? And I have not heard God say it's time to mentor. So I reject every single person that asks me to mentor them spiritually. I do it nicely. I'm not mean about it, but I'm just like, hey, I'm not actually in a season where I have the capacity to mentor you in that area of life, maybe in a year or so, but I'm still working on some personal things that you probably can't see and don't know. And I just don't have the space to be able to give that to you. And, you know, most people don't like it, but it's like, hey, I'm very self-aware. Like, you want something from me, but you got to also be mindful of me. And if they're not mindful of me, then, you know, so when you think about looking for a mentor, getting a mentor for whether it's your life, it's your business, or whatever it is, it's really important to know a couple things. One, this is a real human person with real human life stuff. So they have what they do to make money. They have themselves, their family, all the things going on with them before they ever have anything going on with you. And so they have a lot going on, and they only get so much time in the day. It's really important for you to go, okay, if I am asking of this person to give their time to me, why? Why should they choose that this hour or these 2 hours that they have each week, each month, why should they take it, and instead of doing things that they want to do, why should they invest it in you? You have to ask yourself that really hard question. And a lot of people do not do that because we just want what we want from a person and we're not actually considering the person. That is what I do. Before I ever ask somebody to help me with a thing and spend time with me in a thing, I have to ask myself the question of like, why should they? You know, do they have the time and space? What have I done? What am I doing? You know, that's like my newest mentor. He had given me an assignment of something to do, and I came back with the assignment. And he said, oh, wow. And I'm like, well, I'm a good student. You know, you asked me to do this, this, and this. And he said, well, didn't I ask you to do this? I said, no. We had a conversation about that, but you specifically said today you wanted me to have this thing done, and it is 100% complete. And he was like, this is great. Next time we meet, I want you to give me this, this, and this. Yes, sir. I can definitely do that. And so, because me, the way that I'm looking at it is, you're giving me some of your time. I've got to do what you asked me to do, right? But I also, like, mentors love mentees when they are having success, right? And I'm not talking about just financially, but when you are actually, like, they told you to do this thing and now you've gotten this awakening. Or they told you to try and step out and do this, and here was the experience you had when you did this little step. Mentors love to watch the progress of the people they're mentoring. Otherwise, it gets frustrating because nobody wants to tell somebody to do something over and over and over again. You spend time with them, you did all the things, and then they did nothing with it. Nobody wants that. So if you are thinking about going after mentorship, reaching out to someone to mentor you, then it is really important for you to ask yourself the hard questions of, why should this person mentor you? And then ask your question, would you be willing to actually invest in a mentor? You know, like spiritually, I'm trying to go to the next level with God and all that. And I've been finding myself going like, but I don't understand this. I don't understand all these different things. And I had this counselor, she's also a deliverance minister, that I'm part of this ministry, and I would pay for like sessions with her. And she's very, very, very wise. And I'm like, the one person, the whole planet that I know I can come to with the things that I'm learning about God and all this type of stuff is her. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna book a session. The sessions are like $120 or something like that. And so I booked the session, and she thought I wanted counseling. I'm like, no, when you see sessions from me, this is me being mentored by you, and I'm willing to pay for it. And she's like, okay. So we spent the whole session focused on mentoring, because it was like I was in need of needing mentoring, and so I paid for it. And so I did something with what I was mentored with. When I need the counseling part, I'll pay for that and say, okay, I need counseling in this and this. And so I'm willing to pay for it versus trying to get it from her for free. Okay. So that's first about mentoring. when it comes to building community, it's kind of the same. You have to be willing to leave your private space, maybe your isolated space, and actually connect with others. Now, is it scary? Yes, because you're leaving the comfort of your house, the comfort of everything, to an unknown. People who may like you, may not like you. People who may talk and may not talk to you. All this stuff has a potential of happening, me included. Obviously I'm here talking into a camera and it's with a mic right here. There's nobody here, and I could easily just stay doing this. But this is boring. This is isolating. This is terrible. It's a terrible way to live, to just always be with yourself and never with people. But the thing is that if we are going to build community, build friendships, then what has to happen is we have to allow ourselves to get out and meet people. That means, I remember when I first moved to San Diego, I started looking for San Diego groups, and somebody told me about a group. I joined this group and I posted in a group and said, hey, I am brand new to San Diego. I want to make friends. Does anybody want to have lunch tomorrow? And then I had a bunch of ladies said, I do. And 9 women showed up. It was amazing, and then I just kept doing that in different groups, and I just kept meeting different amazing people. But was that scary for me? Yes. Who knew who was going to show up? I knew I was in a public place and I was going to be okay. But I could not make friends without trying to make friends. And most people want to make friends. Then I started joining networking groups, and not just where they're passing out business cards, but where they're just connecting. They are painting or skating or football or whatever it is, so that I can meet people. Then when my church started having these, I said, well, I'm just going to go to all the things. I don't know anybody, but I'm going to go and see who I can connect with, and to be able to start making friends, because listen, if you don't go out and try to make friends, you will be alone. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to do anything alone. I want to be around people. I just don't want to be isolated. And so if your goal is to build community, you got to go out. And then when you do go out and meet people, you have to actually try to get to know people. Sometimes we are used to just talking about ourselves, and we just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And we're not actually recognizing that this is a human who doesn't know us, doesn't want us just venting our entire lives, doesn't want to just listen to you talk about all the things you want to talk about. This is a person who wants to connect, who wants to dialogue. And I think sometimes we may find ourselves, we're not self-aware, or we can't actually see the fact that you're just talking, and you're just talking, and you don't know anything about that person because you're not asking them any questions. You're not letting them, when they do chime in, you talk over them. You have to learn how to have healthy communication, develop a relationship with a person. And the way that you build community and develop relationships with people is you have to spend time with people. You have to talk to people, let people talk. You have to let them ask you questions, and then you have to ask them questions. And you have to actually listen to them when they are answering the questions. You know what I mean? It's like going on a date, and all he does is talk about him and his job and his car, and you're just like, yeah, no, right? It's just terrible. It's a terrible experience. And so the same thing goes when it comes to building community. Okay. So I hope you found this episode valuable. If you did, be sure to like the video and comment down below. Ask me any questions you have. I would love to help you, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And so thank you so much for watching.